Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Nerdy Football Lads podcast. Not live and not from
Memphis.
Nashville, Tennessee. We're at the Nissan Stadium, or we're not. Me, Kev, with B-Dog. B-Dog,
How we doing?
how are you doing, my man?
Living the dream. Ready for some more news. Been a bit of an exciting week for a Cowboys fan.
It's been an exciting week for everybody. It's been a depressing week for a lot of families.
Yep,
It has
just
been
a little bit.
Yep, cut down week. We've got rosters down to 53 from, in some cases, well over 90 into the hundreds.
It's been crazy, some of the rosters.
Some of the guys unfortunately played in pre-season, probably never play in the NFL again, which is the nature of the business. But there's been some big ones let go. Some guys claimed already.
Yeah, I've seen a few.
Yeah, we're going to go through the notable ones of them. But first, we'll go through some more bigger news.
Yeah.
We'll go through some of the bigger news coming out of the league in the last week. Firstly, we'll hand over to you because I took the reins for the last couple of weeks. Big news number one.
CeeDee.
CeeDee indeed. What's the crack, B-Dog?
CeeDee finally, Jerry finally pulled out the checkbook and gave him a blank one, I think. 34 million over 4 years.
Yeah.
36 million, I think it was in total.
Massive.
Like, second highest paid non-QB now in the league. And it's stupid money these days, but for how he performs, like, you can't not pay him.
Yeah, we said it last week, didn't we? You've got a guy like that, you have to pay him. Just while we're on that, last week we had a little bit of a back and forth over how much Justin Jefferson was paid.
Yeah.
And I looked after we stopped recording. 35 million.
35 million a year.
Yep, so I think CD's just below that then.
34 million a year.
It's probably about right, isn't it? In terms of wide receivers in the league, JJ's probably pips him a little bit.
He's the best.
Yeah, I think it's probably about right. And like you said, when you've got a guy like that, you pay him because without him, who have you got? Brandon Cooks.
Yep, we got Brandon Cooks, Jalen Tolbert, Jalen Brooks, who I really like, and Ryan Flournoy, who I think is really big that's coming out.
But yeah, you need that big X receiver, and we've said it for weeks on here now already. CD is that guy, isn't he?
Yeah, worst comes to worst, we can always bring Michael Irvin back in.
Secondly, more news coming out of Dallas, which I thought was big news point 2 of the week. I mean, I might be wrong. Dalvin Cook.
Yeah, busy week for us, like.
Yeah, really, really good addition. I mean, I think he was signed onto the practice squad, but I can't see a way that he doesn't make the squad going into week 1. What's your thoughts on this one?
Jerry really went all in the last week, didn't he?
Well, he promised.
Took a while, like. But no, yeah, I mean, obviously we wanted him a couple of years ago, and then he went to the Jets. Was it the Jets?
Jets, then
the Jets, and then
Ravens.
the Ravens, yeah. So he went to the Jets. You could tell he wasn't as dominant as he was in that Vikings team, but
yeah.
I think he's 29. He's got the experience, seven years in the league experience, and I think he's a good pickup, to be fair.
I mean, we were saying this privately, not recording. The split reps between Zeke and Dalvin Cook could be a really, really good thing for Dallas.
Could be a nice 1-2 punch.
Yeah, both aging, both kind of one of them second backs. But if you've got two of them, they can split the reps no problem. I think it's going to be really effective for you guys.
Oh, yeah, massively. Especially when you consider how the room looked coming into the draft.
Yeah, exactly. It could have ended up a lot worse at this time of the year.
Yeah, I think Rico Dowell will still get his. To me, he's probably the more power back in our running back room at the moment.
Yeah.
And I still like Deuce Vaughn. Royce Freeman needs to. He's done pretty well. He's been in the league a little bit as well. But it's who do you pull out of that room? That's a tough question.
Yeah, this is the problem. Like we said, if you don't have them leads in the room, it could have looked a lot worse than it does now. At least them younger guys have got experienced vets in there to kind of lean on a little bit. Anything else?
Not from about the Cowboys. I mean, there's a couple more trades gone through. Juju's gone back to the Chiefs.
Oh God, yeah. I was watching. I watch all the Patriots podcasts, and they were doing one live, and it was kind of just about like who was getting cut as they were getting cut, and as they were live on the air, the news came through that Juju had gone back to the Chiefs. Jesus Christ, see, I can't even say his name.
And dead to him.
There was this Chiefs fan that had popped up in the chat because it was live on YouTube, and all our fans were, good riddance. The guys on the podcast were good riddance, and there was this Chiefs fan popped up, and he was like, "Oh, all the Patriots fans are just jealous because they know that he's going to ball out in Kansas." Let me tell you, he isn't. Right? I watched him all year last year, and I've watched him because I'm one of these nerds that sits and watches rookie camp, training camp, like all these things. That guy, quote by a coach, doesn't have any of it, right? And this is a genuine quote by one of the coaches. Can't run a route, can't block, can't break out at the top of a route, can't catch, and can't get off the line.
Jeez.
Yeah, that guy, I'm telling you, if that man has anything to do with Kansas winning this year, I'll do one of these podcasts naked. I'm telling you, right? That man is cooked. So, Chiefs fans, I don't know if any of you will catch this because we're kind of small at the minute, but give it a rest. That man is cooked, let me tell you.
It's going to make for an interesting podcast. That one won't be on YouTube. It will be on a different type of tube.
Yeah, man. It won't happen. I'm telling you, it will not happen. It won't happen.
We need this in writing. We'll try and get a contract signed.
Yeah, I'll sign right now. It is not happening. I think lastly, probably one of the biggest ongoing storylines is the quarterback controversies, both in New England and Pittsburgh, the Steelers.
Yeah.
I mean, I spoke a lot. Well, I ranted a lot last week about Drake May.
When don't you?
Yeah, this is true. This morning, Jacoby Brissett was named as the starting quarterback, which I'm not going to go on a rant because I promised myself that I wouldn't, but it's an absolute joke. It's not a joke because I understand. Sorry, that's contradictory. It's a joke because I feel like we've been lied to. It's not a joke because I genuinely understand the real reasons behind it.
Yeah.
But the reason that he's come out and said, after a few days ago, saying Drake May has played better than Jacoby Brissett, he's come out this morning and said, we feel like we've got a better chance of winning with Jacoby Brissett at quarterback, which is a lie. That is a lie. I mean, I like Gerard Mayo. He's, Super Bowl winner for us, unreal linebacker in his day. He's obviously been groomed to take this job after Bill.
Yeah.
It's his first year, it's tough. But either do what Bill done and just don't give anything away to the media or tell the truth. Don't go in between and kind of just try to keep people happy. And I get that he's not going to come out and say, "Oh, we're just playing Jacoby because we're scared to put him behind that. We're scared to put Drake behind that offensive line." But that's what it is. Why don't you come out and say what you've said since day one? And well, we'd never planned to start Drake week one. Yes, he's developing and he's getting a lot better, but he's still not there yet. Just say that. Don't come out and say, "Oh, we've got the better chance to win with Jacoby," because we haven't.
Oh. That is, I mean, I get where you're coming from. I get where you're coming from completely. Obviously, Drake May looked really good in the preseason, but it's one of those, Brady didn't start straight away, even though some might say he looked better than Bledsoe.
I'm going to have to argue with you, B-Dog. I had a lengthy argument with some divvy on Instagram today. So, I completely understand sitting him. I completely get it. What I do not get is that this, and I said I wouldn't, give me 60 seconds. This argument that if you sit him, it's better for him than not sitting him. No, it's not. Proven by what? Someone said, it's proven. Proven by what? Mahomes? No. Mahomes said that, and his coaching staff said that he was as good in his first year as he was in his second year.
Yeah.
Mahomes also said that going into his second year, he still did not know how to read a defense until he'd played for a season. It was only his third year he started knowing how to read a defense. Right. The other argument is Jordan Love. Jordan Love only sat because they had Aaron Rodgers. Mm-hmm. Another argument. Brady.
Brady.
Brady was the argument. Brady sat. No, Brady sat because he was the 199th pick.
Yeah.
Brady sat because he was QB4. He didn't sit because they're going, we're going to sit and develop him and then he can start X, Y, Z. No, he sat because he wasn't good enough. Mm-hmm. He played because he made his way onto the team and just by freak incident, he happened to get in and kept the job. He was never... And you're going to think I'm stupid. He was never as naturally talented physically as Drake May is.
Yeah,
ever.
I can see that.
Brady is the best quarterback of all time because of his brain. You don't develop that by sitting and watching. Otherwise, we'd all be unbelievable quarterbacks. If it was sitting and watching the NFL, I'd be an insane quarterback. But it isn't. And I'm not. You have to play.
Yeah, I get you.
Sorry, I know it's probably over the 60 seconds I asked for, but it really winds me up. The argument does not count. I get not wanting to put him behind that offensive line. I get that. But I can't see how it benefits him more by just sitting and watching. Well, because we're going to lose. Well, do you know what? Sometimes you lose.
Yeah.
Peyton Manning was a disaster in his rookie season.
He was, yeah.
I'm sure he still holds the records for the most picks.
He does indeed.
Oh, yeah, it really ruined him, didn't it? Oh, what an awful career that man had. Anyways, the Steelers, right?
Yeah,
We've been
back to the point.
the
he's
Ste-
thrown his toys out the pram.
Well, it really winds me up.
No, I know,
It
I get it,
really
I get
winds
it,
me
I
up.
know, but like I think it's obviously Jeremiah's first year, like you said. I think he himself in that first year isn't comfortable in himself yet as a coach. So I think he's trying to take a bit of pressure off himself by putting on someone who's got a bit of experience.
I kind of get the feeling that he knows he can't get sacked if we go 1-16. He can't get sacked if he goes, well, I haven't even put May in yet.
Oh, it's a fair argument.
You know, if you go and get hammered every week and you've got your number 3 pick quarterback in there, then you're going to go, hold on, you're not doing anything.
Yeah.
But you get to the end of the season, we're 0-17. Oh, well, I've been developing the quarterback. But again, the Steelers, we spoke a lot about it because they've basically got 2 QB1s.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson and Justin Fields.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of edge towards them starting with Wilson anyways.
Yeah, just that experience again.
Yeah, exactly. Just that. I mean, it's kind of a similar situation than we've got, apart from they're both good. Sorry,
Jacoby. You're trying to say Jacoby's not good.
Sorry, Jacoby.
I think Wilson plays the whole season.
Do you?
I do. I think Wilson plays the whole season.
See, for me, Wilson at Denver wasn't Dangerous Wilson.
No.
It was Zach Wilson. You know, I'm sorry, right? I'm sorry, right?
Unhinged here. We're going unhinged.
No,
There's no politicalness now about this.
You've wound me up now.
No, I agree. You know, Russell Wilson in Denver was a tiny shadow of himself.
Yes, he was.
He just couldn't make some of the passes. His reads. But again, he's 30, 33, 34 now. He's getting on a little bit. You know, he still hasn't got his ability to scramble out the pocket like he needs to if he needs to go for that. And I agree. Last year, he was very much like Zach Wilson at the Jets. You know, I wouldn't say there was much difference to them.
It wasn't maybe that bad. I was maybe a little
Sorry,
bit
Zach Wilson. But yeah, like back end of the season is when he picks up a little bit, and I think he got a bit more comfortable. I mean, yeah, it took him a year and a half for him to actually find his feet a little bit. But obviously, now he's gone to a town. Well, now he's gone to a team, should I say, another town. He's gone to a team that's, you know, they've got George Pickens. I'm not saying that Russ didn't have anyone because he obviously had Cortland Sutton, he had Marvin Mims, and he did have Jerry Jeudy. Yeah. Although a lot of people don't like Jerry Jeudy, I actually kind of do like Jerry Jeudy.
Yeah, I really like him as well, yeah.
So I do think him going to this place now, he's going to have a bit of a better offensive line. He's going to have a better defense so that he can take a bit of pressure off of himself. Because last year it was a shootout whenever they won.
Yeah.
It always had to be an offense scoring drive to win them the game.
Yeah.
I think now he goes to Pittsburgh. He's got TJ Watt, Alex Highsmith, Joey Porter Jr. He's got all these studs on defense that can help him get that ball back. And the more he plays, the more comfortable he gets, and the more comfortable he gets, the more likely they are going to be to score.
The problem is offense, though.
Yeah,
this is it. Isn't the George Pickens? They were in for Ayuk. I've not heard anything about Ayuk.
No, it's gone very quiet about Ayuk. I wonder if it's going to be the same situation. If it's going to come,
they're just going to sign.
Yeah, it's going to come after this bye week for the last bit of preseason, and then they're just going to sign Ayuk to a deal, or it's going to be a monster trade for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Wilson starts Hall this year. I think they'll sit Fields for a little bit because Fields in Chicago was good, but again, he did not have the situation the way that Caleb Williams has walked into a situation here. He got DJ Moore eventually.
Yeah.
But again, you know, Darnell Mooney played pretty well for him. He had Cole Kmet, who still needs to pick up a little bit, I think, for the tight end that he is. And again, the Bears' defense wasn't really spectacular when Fields was there. So I think Fields, realistically, if he sits for a year, he works on, because sometimes he does hold the ball a bit too long, and we saw that in some of the preseason
relies
games.
A bit too much on his legs.
Yeah, he relies too much on his legs, rolling out, trying to get this. Trey Lance has the same problem.
Oh no.
Trey Lance has the same problem.
Yeah.
But once I think if he sits behind Russell for a little bit, because he's never really had a QB.
Like a mentor.
Yeah, he's never had someone who's been like, look, I know exactly what you're thinking because I thought the same as you.
Yeah.
This is what I've learned over my career. If you do this, you may even be better than me.
Yeah.
Sits down and just reads quickly, gets that ball out, 3-step drop, hitch step, hits the right receiver. I reckon it could be a fantastic trade.
Yeah. Oh, I love the QB room they've got.
Yeah,
I love it.
It's mental.
I wonder how often, for how long Russ can kind of keep that. But again,
like I said, I think
they're not under any pressure to. This is where our fans are going to start kicking up a stink. We've picked the 3rd overall pick. The Steelers haven't done that.
Yeah.
They're not. The fans aren't going to be, well, we want Justin Fields in by week 4.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Kind of Rusty's going to have that time, isn't he? I guess. But yeah, it remains to be seen. It's going to be an interesting one.
It is, and yeah, I can't wait for this season. To be fair, I think there's been quite a few
stories all over the place.
Yeah, there's some stories all over the place, and I think for like the first time in a while, I kind of feel like there's no massive tipped scale for a few teams, and some of a few teams have got worse. It's sort of trying to balance itself out at the moment, so I feel like it is going to be a good season.
Yeah, it is. It's good. I think most teams could beat most teams on any given week.
Yeah, apart from the Giants.
Well, apart from the bad ones that we spoke about, the Giants, the Cards, us.
No, I really think the Cards are going to... I don't know. I've got a funny feeling about the Cards. I've got a funny feeling about the Cards this year.
I think you stink.
Super Bowl bound.
Over under 4 wins.
Over.
Liar.
Nah, over.
Liar.
5 wins.
There's going to be a little
5 wins.
There's going to be a 4 wins in a draw.
Exactly. That's all I need. Put your money on it.
Notable, because we started all this with
we did.
The waiver wire and things like that. Notable signings. I mean, they're all signed to the practice squad,
for now,
but we'll wait and see. Bailey Zappi signed to the Chiefs.
I did not see that one coming.
Crazy, absolutely crazy. So I said to me, he was like, "See, we're that bad that no one picked any of our players up." I was like, "I don't know. The Chiefs picked up
Bailey
Zappi." I mean, it's just like Mahomes. Yeah.
He'll be a holder.
Yeah.
He'll be a kick place holder.
Yeah, possibly. He is for me, I'm mad at. Mike White nearly completes the AFC East Infinity Gauntlet. He goes to the Bills.
Yeah, I think that's a good pickup for them.
If we pick him up next year, they completed it.
Brissett out, Mike White in.
Come on. Just leave Drake on the bench. Get Mike White in. Tim Patrick, who we were looking forward to come back with Denver. Crazy, yeah.
Yeah,
he's gone to the Lions, which
I think that's quite a good pickup for the Lions. To be
I
fair,
agree
that
with you.
bolsters that wide receiver room a lot with a bit of
agree
experience. I mean, coming back from two ACL tears, but it's still a big target for
man.
Jared Goff to
if he can stay healthy,
yeah.
Another receiver. And as we spoke about before, the Lions aren't shy about throwing the ball. So
no, they're not.
Who knows? Wait and see. Boston Scott, long-time Eagles returner.
That'll be good for them.
He's gone to the Steelers. We spoke about receivers. I mean, he doesn't really get reps out at wide receiver. He's more a return guy. But yeah, Robert Tonyan gone to the Vikes. Big tight end.
Oh, that is a big one.
Yeah, Allen Robinson, Lions again.
Yeah,
another receiver.
I don't know why the Giants let him go. I really don't know why, because he would have been a great mentor.
Because they've just got an influx of offense. That's why.
But it'd have been a great bit of mentor for Malik Neighbours, Wan'Dale Robinson, even Darius Slayton, even though he's been in the league a few years.
Yeah.
Just someone to keep these rookies level-headed, like.
Yeah, I wonder what's going on with the Giants. Maybe they're just in for a tank here.
No, they can't.
No team can just be that bad.
No team can tank. What are you on about? No one's ever tanked for a player
no,
before.
No one's just as bad as the Giants are, man. Let's sign Daniel Jones to a 43-year, $4 billion a year deal. Like, what are you doing?
Hey, that man, I do like that man. I just
Daniel Jones.
Yeah, I do like him. I just think he's like, you know what I mean. You don't see many people like him. To be fair.
In the NFL, yeah. No.
Yeah, in the NFL, you see more people like him at like Sunday League football.
Yeah, yeah, man. I mean, bless him. Hey, he's got that daddy look now, doesn't he?
He does a little bit.
He's gone from a father to a daddy.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
The only problem with me about Daniel Jones is the only way I'm ever going to remember Daniel Jones is running a read option all the way downfield and falling over his own feet. That's the only way I'm going to remember Daniel Jones.
Oh, bless him. He had like 12 yards to go.
I know. He's like the biggest fluffer in the league. He does all the work and then at the last second...
I had this argument with one of the lads at football because they're on about when Daniel Jones first signed his contract and they were dead buzzing. I think it might have been Ben. And I said, well, yeah, but you find players play unbelievable when they're in a contract year.
Yeah.
He got a massive deal and went back to being trash again because he played when he needed to play. Why don't you just play like that all the time?
It's saving it for those special occasions, you know what I mean?
Well, when I need that bank.
Yeah, exactly. It's like every film, it doesn't kick in until the last 10 minutes. Every sports film.
Honestly, right, we'll rattle through the last of these. Desmond Ridder's gone to the Cards. Nothing really. Backup QB, maybe practice squad.
Did he not get released from the Cards?
No, he was at the Falcons, I
Oh,
believe.
sorry, no, you're right. Yeah, he was at the Cardinals. Then he got traded to the Falcons for Rondale
Aye.
Moore, then cut by the Falcons and picked back up by the Cardinals, which is
Yeah.
a master play
That's how to
to
get
get
paid.
a free wide receiver and your quarterback
Yeah.
back.
He was the plan all
Told you,
along.
Arizona know what they're doing.
Yeah. Well, they don't on Madden because I sacked Kyler Murray after 1 week.
Yeah, Desmond ready to start.
Bazooka Joe, man. It's got Bazooka Joe in a trade. Let's go. Sam Hartman, rookie this year.
I do like Sam Hartman.
Another one for a little bit of a dish.
Ooh,
He's got some of them blocks going
he
on.
does indeed. He does.
Yeah.
He probably has the best hair in the league at the moment. I'd
Right,
say.
he
And
does, aye.
that's
And
Hair. That's just my accent.
hair.
Er.
Yeah, bit handsome, bit Lord Farquaad-y,
Yeah.
but good looking guy.
He
I
is
mean,
a
he's
good one.
also a fairly decent quarterback.
He is.
He
He was picked on his looks, you know
Was
that.
he drafted this year?
Was
he-
he was
there must-
picked. I think he was picked up as a what is it? A UTFA undrafted free
Yeah,
agent.
just picked up.
Or
well,
was
he's-
it, no, was he not a seventh rounder? I think he might have been a seventh rounder for the Commanders.
I don't know. Well,
Two rookies though. In
he has been picked up by the Commanders, so that
Mm.
makes sense.
two.
I wonder if he just came in as an undrafted guy.
Maybe. But again, that's Washington again having two rookie QBs, one first rounder.
That can't go wrong. That's never went wrong before, right?
No. 'Cause
Washington, they wouldn't do anything like that.
no, hey, if it does happen, it'll be be summit in the water there, won't it?
Yeah, if you get picked in the first round by the Commanders, you're screwed.
Yeah.
Miles Gaskin to the Vikings, Sterling Shepard to the Bucks. To run
Sterling Shepard to the Bucks is,
Yeah,
is a
aye.
good one, I think.
It is a really
actually.
good one. It is a really good one. Yeah, they're the notable ones. Obviously, there's hundreds of guys getting let go, picked up.
Mm.
We're not going to sit and pretend that we know who all of them are.
Oh no, not at all.
The Patriots picked up a couple of tackles, which we're desperate for. Hopefully, one of them works out.
Maybe you can go as guard to replace Cole Strange.
Well, he's out forever. Stupid man. Jesus Christ. It's almost as if he shouldn't have been picked in the first round. Yeah, we picked up a linebacker and also a defensive tackle. But again, don't really know who the guys are, so we'll just fingers crossed and wait and see.
That's what it's like to be a Pats fan these days.
just throw some stuff at the wall and wait and see what sticks. You got anything else for us, B-Dog, or should we move on to some
Let's
running
move
backs?
on to some running backs.
Let's get on to some running backs. Let's go. Right, before we get into running backs, if you got to this point, we really appreciate it. Please consider giving us a little subscribe, like, and leave a little comment down below. Also, go and check us out on Spotify. That'd be great. Right, B-Dog, all-time or current?
Let's do all time again first.
Right, all-time, let's go. I will tell you, my all-time ones are hugely biased.
Right, so are we talking like usually biased like LeGarrette Blunt?
I didn't put him in, but you're on the right lines.
So
Well, let's go from 5 to 1 as
Okay.
we normally do.
okay, go on.
Would
then.
you like to go first?
I'll
or-
go first. Yeah, why not? I've gone for beast mode.
Ah, okay.
I think when someone is that dominant that you have a nickname like that and a nickname for your runs, you cannot be.
Yeah, man, the guy was.
Ridiculous.
I mean, we spoke about him episode 1, because he's eligible to go into the Hall of Fame this year.
Yep.
But we've spoke about everything he was then, and what he was basically unstoppable.
Yeah, 100%.
Absolutely unstoppable. I seen a comment the other day, and as a Patriots fan, I'll always go back to that Super Bowl against the Seahawks, where they should have ran the ball from the 1.
100%.
And one Seahawks fan commented, "It's funny how you always remember it wrong because we tried to run it on first down and then threw it on second down. Hold on, you've still got him in the backfield. Run it on second down as well, and then run it on third down.
It was
Crazy.
one of those things.
It was one of them things, and it wouldn't be a thing if he wasn't so dominant at what he done.
Or that's what I mean. If he wasn't as dominant as he would, they'd have been like, oh, it was just a great play defensively, and they
Yeah.
had to pass it. But when you've got someone like that in the backfield who he's going to get you 1 yard over 3
Yeah.
plays easily, you've got to give it him.
The whole conversation ever since, and you're talking coming up 10 years. No, about 10 years.
2013, wasn't it? The
Yeah.
Super Bowl.
No, yeah, 11 then.
11 years.
All that's ever said about that Super Bowl is why didn't they hand the ball off?
Yep.
And that's not because of the play call. It's not because of the defense. It's because of who was in the backfield. And that is the kind of legacy that man has left.
100%.
Absolutely ridiculous. You're talking Legion of Boom Seahawks. That guy was
phenomenal.
Jesus
You know what I mean?
Christ.
Everyone wanted 24 on the back of their shirt.
Yeah, man. People that weren't football fans knew who Marshawn Lynch were.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy.
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Yeah, man. Unreal. Absolutely unreal.
Go on, who have you got for 5 all time?
Frank Gore.
Ooh, that's a good pick.
So, again, to be completely transparent, I'm not going to go and put a load of guys, Browns and Hesters and stuff like that I'm not really familiar. I'm not going to sit and pretend that I know all the guys.
Hester?
No, not Hester. The other Bears.
Devin Hester is not a running back.
No, the other Bears guy.
Walter Payton?
Walter Payton, yeah.
There was an award named after him.
Yeah, exactly, man. No, but I'm not going to sit and just pretend that oh, he's the best and he's class. I'm going to pick guys that I know and the guys that I liked.
Yep.
And Frank Gore, one of these guys that makes us feel old because his son now plays in the league.
I know, it's not even that long ago that he was in the league.
No, 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
But yeah, this guy's an absolute monster. Again, I've got all my stats up again.
Always got all of his stats.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a bit lazier this week. I've literally just screenshotted the Wikipedia page. I sat and wrote them all down last week. But yeah, so second team All Pro, 5 Pro Bowls, 2010s All Decade Team, and a load of college awards. 3,735 rushing attempts for 16,000 yards, 81 rushing touchdowns, a load of receptions and a load of catches for touchdowns as well. But we're talking rushing.
Yeah, of course we are.
Especially with him, this guy was a monster.
Aye. Low to the ground, hard to
Kind of
tackle.
low center of gravity, just hard to take down animal. And yeah, like I said, really liked watching him, and makes me feel old because his son now plays in the league. I think he just got picked up by the Bills, I believe. Do you want me to go 4?
Yeah, you go 4. What are the snake-wise?
Okay.
Just scrolling. Can't remember who we picked it for.
Oh, I had Adrian Peterson.
Oh, AD.
AP.
No, AD, all day.
Oh, AP, man. AP.
All day, that was his nickname.
AP, man. It's AP, man. AP.
It's all day.
AP, man. AP.
Okay, we'll agree to disagree.
You're probably right, but
It's AD.
AP for me. I was
It's AD.
AP, man. AP. This isn't going anyways. As always, we leave the crap in.
Of course we do.
Imagine if it was just completely uncut every week.
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ. We leave the lesser embarrassing things out.
I know, that's true.
Yeah, Adrian Peterson. Again, we spoke a little bit about making tight ends sexy.
Yeah.
This guy was kind of a sexy running back, wasn't he?
He was.
Absolute monster. You talk about like
Do it all.
a mixture of elusiveness and just being able to run through a guy.
Yeah.
Monster, man.
He was
Absolute monster.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, in that Vikings team, man, he was
the Vikings team.
well, yeah, exactly.
He was the Vikings team for a number of years.
We haven't spoke about it with previous ones, but really, really good Madden cover guy.
Yeah.
Madden cover was awesome.
It was a good cover.
I think we've had a few. We've mentioned Gronk, Adrian Peterson. I think that's we're only 2 Madden cover guy. Oh, Brady, and that we've had Mahomes, but
Mahomes.
yeah, a load of awards.
Yeah.
MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, Offensive Rookie of the Year, 4-time All Pro, First Team All Pro, 3 times Second Team All Pro, 7 Pro Bowls, 3 times NFL Rushing Yard Leader, 2 times NFL Rushing Touchdown Leader, 2010s All Decade Team, and a load of personal honours. He's got the NFL record for most rushing yards in a game, 296, which is nuts.
I knew that off the top of my head.
Yeah, good job. Should have knew his name. Rushing yards, 14,918. 120 rushing touchdowns, 305 receptions for 6 receiving touchdowns, 2,000 odd yards.
Man didn't need to have receiving touchdowns. That man
No.
just killed everyone on the field.
But we talk about a guy that does everything.
Yeah.
A guy that does everything. Can't really say-
Literally.
yeah,
Literally.
Can't do anything more than that.
Go on then, I'll go for my number 4. I've gone Steven Jackson.
Okay.
Any clue who he is?
Nope.
He was the Rams in the 2000s. He was running back, 6'2", and he had 8. What was it? Was it not 8 1,000-yard seasons back to back in an era when the Rams had nothing?
Oh, the Super Bowl Rams.
No,
We played them in the Super Bowl. Oh, was it after that?
no, this was before. Oh no, it would have been around the same era. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
right, okay.
Yeah, this was like 2000s, late teens. Steven Jackson, he was phenomenal when he was
Yeah.
St. Louis Rams. He was, he again, another one like he was the team like Adrian Peterson.
Aye.
He was the Rams. You know, nothing could stop him. Bit elusive, mostly that big guy who's gonna get 4 or 5 yards to carry and often breaks off some big runs.
Yeah.
But yeah, Steven Jackson for me, I absolutely loved watching him play. It was ridiculous, especially on a team like the Rams when people were looking at them like, oh yeah, it's the St. Louis Rams. They're a bottom 10 team, but Steven Jackson was phenomenal.
Fair dues, man. I can't say you're right or wrong.
I have to get your knowledge up a little bit here.
You need to start getting stats.
And he start getting some stats. Right, I'll start getting some stats for
You
next
start
week.
getting some stats. Just screenshot the Wikipedia page. You can do it lazy like me.
I'll go for my third. Earl Campbell.
Okay.
You must have heard of Earl Campbell.
I'm not familiar.
So this was the Oilers,
Oh yeah, sorry. Aye.
number 34. He had his shirt ripped off mid-play.
Oh, yeah.
there we
I know
go,
the player. Yeah, I know the player.
Yeah, Earl Campbell again, the bowling ball, 5'10", but just as wide as he was tall.
Yeah,
He
I know
was
the player.
unbelievable to watch running in that era because he was just bouncing off tackles, shedding tackles. Could not stop him again in that era, especially in that era as well when there were big linebackers.
Yeah,
hitting you.
man.
He was just shedding them for fun. Like, honestly, what a player he was to watch back in the day. Like,
Can't argue with you, man. Can't argue with you.
because he's got no idea who he is.
Basically, yeah.
Go on, who have you got for 3?
My number 3 was Beast Mode.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
All the reasons we said before, and some stats.
Please revert back to my number 5 answer.
Yeah. Everything. No, basically everything that you said
Yeah.
about Marshawn Lynch before. Super Bowl champ, first team All Pro, second team All Pro, 5 Pro Bowls, 2 times NFL rushing touchdowns leader, 2010s All Decade team, Pro Football Right Association All Rookie team, and then college awards, first team All American, Pac Offensive Player of the Year. Kind of them things. Rushing yards 10,500, 85 rushing touchdowns, and a lot of receptions to boot.
Yeah.
But yeah, you talk about that guy when you need not even 1 yard on third down. If you need 3 or 4 yards on third down,
He's going to
you
get it.
probably still hand the ball off.
Yeah.
He was crazy, man. You talk about one of you guys there, the bowling ball. He was kind of like that. He's just running right through guys and
Yeah,
knocking them down like
yeah.
skills,
Good old bowling ball Campbell.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Go on, you're number 2.
Kevin Falk.
Kevin Falk.
Yep.
Not a clue.
No, I see you don't know everything, do you?
You know about Marshall?
Nope.
Never heard of Kevin Falk, I'll be
No,
honest.
long-time Patriots running back. Yeah, Patriots running back from early 2000s, I believe, to kind of early 10s.
Right.
Kind of a not unreal, but he was a mainstay in that Patriots team where we were so dominant. Yeah, I didn't expect you to know who he is,
No.
but I go back and watch games from that period, and I love the nostalgia of the names when you first start watching football and you start recognizing names and
Yeah.
stuff. Falk was one of them for me, and again, nothing. Well, I say nothing amazing. 3 Super Bowls,
All him.
all all in, baby.
He was all day.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, New England Patriots All 2000s team, Patriots 50th anniversary team, All Dynasty team, Patriots Hall of Fame.
Damn, okay, wow.
Yeah, stats aren't absolutely incredible. 864 rushing attempts for 3,607 yards,
300 yards, that'd be some run.
16 touchdowns, but 15 receiving touchdowns.
Oh,
So
that's
kind
important.
of one of them dual threat guys.
Yeah.
Kind of that's what we've done in New England for a long
Oh,
time.
yeah.
Which we might see a little bit more of with my number 1 pick.
I wonder if his last name is Curtis.
He isn't.
Oh.
And it's his first name.
Right. Yeah, my number 2, TD. Terrell Davis.
All right, okay.
You heard the name?
Yeah, I've heard the name.
Yeah, Terrell Davis for me is I just love watching him play. I think he only played 4 or 5 seasons before he got injured, but still managed to get a 2,000-yard season rushing in that year. And I love the story of how he came to get that starting running back position. He sat on the sidelines for one of the games, eating hot dogs because knew he had no chance of getting on the field. And then they went, "Hey, we need a gunner," and he was like, "What?"
No way.
Got on the field, chased down, cracked the catcher. And they were like, "Hey, this guy's pretty good." And then not long after, he started at running back.
That is crazy.
And fingerless gloves. That man wore fingerless gloves at running back.
Damn.
That is
Like AJ style.
Yeah, like you don't see that often these days. Fingerless gloves. Oh, love watching that man play.
Fair dues. Without further ado, big
One.
number 1 all time.
Emmitt Smith.
Yeah, can't argue with that.
Yeah, I mean, leading touchdown leader. Well, I think it's 176 touchdowns. Off the top of my head, it's either 176, 178. Again, not a big guy, 5'9". Yeah, he had a lot of help in Dallas, but he's still making plays. Very rarely he had negative yards. I remember against I think it was the Cardinals, where he dislocated his shoulder, came back on and still rushed to get in field goal range.
Man. Yeah.
Like, that's the kind of heart you want to see on a player. He spent most of his career with us. Obviously, Hall of Famer. Just fun to watch him play, because it was fun just to watch a little guy squeeze through all these big men, come out the other end.
Yeah, that's the days with, skyscraper shoulder pads.
Yeah,
Just like
yeah.
big dudes.
I think we need to bring those back. I'd love to see some of the players these days running those pads.
Well, let's see. They talk about injuries and that now, but like the pads are like next to nothing.
The pads are all QB pads. Everyone wears QB pads. Linemen wear QB pads. It's like
crazy, right?
It's like I want the neck brace back. Give me the roll collar as well.
Do you know what, right? When I first started playing Madden, I would have all the attachments you could have on
All
a
the
guy.
accessories. You'd have 4 sleeves
I'd have
on.
a little hand warmer, the towel on my ass,
And he was a cornerback.
Wide receiver with the towel,
With the roll, the collar, neck brace, visor, gum shield.
All sorts, man. The little spats on your cleats and that, man.
Spats.
I had it.
Stick them on the gloves.
Yeah, I had all sorts, man. Right.
Go on, you're number one.
I'm talking about nicknames.
Ooh.
Sweet feet. James White. Right. Again, not by any means one of the better running backs of all time, we'll say. But in New England folklore, this guy is an absolute hero and is my absolute favourite. You talk about some of the best Super Bowls of all time. In my perspective, this guy had a massive say to say.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I can see why.
The Falcons 28-3 game, 3 touchdowns. Again, not one of them just really productive running backs, but huge coming and catching out of the backfield, dual threat. Again, his whole thing is 3 Super Bowls, Patriots All-10s team, All-Dynasty team, and that's it. He's got an NFL record. He scored the most points in the Super Bowl by a single player. So 20. It's not 21 because obviously he scored the touchdown in overtime, so he didn't get an extra point. But yeah, rushing.
Would he have kicked it as well?
Yeah, he was the coach and all sorts, but it's crazy. Rushing yards, career rushing yards, 1,278, which is next to nothing. 11 rushing touchdowns in his career, right? Receptions, 381, 3,278 yards. He's got almost 3 times the amount of rushing yards in catching yards, and 25 receiving touchdowns.
This man was a wide receiver, is what you're telling me. He was a slot.
I mean, yeah, if you wanna put it that way, he was a slot, but from the backfield. But yeah, no, you talk about, and this is why I was saying I was biased. I've not picked, and I'm well aware that I've not picked the best running back.
Hey, this is
of all
favourites
time,
list.
But he's my favourite running back of all time.
That's all you need.
My favourite moment as a Patriots fan.
Falcons.
He wasn't far away from that.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought it would have been the David Tyree helmet catch.
Or the Jermaine Kearse one against the Seahawks as well. just kept getting screwed in Super Bowls. The
Uh,
Julio Jones one and the Falcons one as well.
Oh no, was it not the Manningham catch down the sideline that you really liked?
Oh no, he had one and all. Yeah, he had one and all. Yeah, no, we just kept getting screwed. We brought it back with the Edelman one
Oh
against the
yeah, that's true.
Falcons.
That's probably the best catch I've ever
And
seen.
the Gronk one against the Rams.
Mm.
What a massive player that was. But yeah, sweet feet James White for me.
Ooh.
Sorry if you're disappointed, but we've left some big names out to be
We
fair, the
have,
two
we
of
have.
us.
Well, that's it. Because like we said, this is our favourites list. This is not all time. Because if it's all time best and greatest, we're gonna have the same players.
Yeah,
That's just gonna be
exactly.
boring. So it's good to
Yeah.
have a bit of personality for it.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm not just going to sit and spiel about things that I don't really know about.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
Walter
best.
Payton has an award named after him.
Yes, I can remember his name as well.
What was his name?
Walter Payton.
Yeah, but what was his nickname?
I don't know. Man of the
Sweetness.
year.
Sweetness. Fucking man of the year.
Man of the year. Right, let's do current. Who started the
I
all-time?
started all time. You start current.
All right, I'll start current. Is this the right order?
I swear I got it from Andre Stevenson's on this list.
He is not. Spoiler alert.
Ooh.
My number 5 is Zeke.
Really?
Yep. I mean, I always kind of liked him anyways, but he came to us last year, and he was one of my favourite players. I really, really liked him. I really liked him and Dak when you were on Hard Knocks. I love their relationship.
Yeah.
He's just a really likable player, I think. And yeah, obviously, as he's got older and he's got a little bit heavier and a little bit clunkier. But last year was good for us.
It was, yeah.
But when he was coming out of college, he was a monster,
Oh, yeah.
and we've said it before, he was one of the best backs in the league by
Was
an
he not your
absolute mile.
leading receiving touchdown last year?
They led in receptions.
Yeah.
Yeah, he led in receptions last year. So, but yeah, he came to us. He hadn't fumbled the ball in 3 years or something. First game fumble. But
Yep.
other than that, I actually really liked him.
Yeah.
I really liked him. He showed us something different to what we normally have in New England.
Yeah, I
and
wonder if it's going to be on my list.
I really liked it. What he is. Who have you got at number 5?
I've got Travis Etienne.
Okay.
This might be a bit biased because I am a Clemson fan, but I do like Travis Etienne. I liked him in college when he played with Trevor Lawrence there, and obviously when he came to the Jags to play with Trevor Lawrence as well, when he was that second round pick after they took Lawrence, it's just phenomenal how fast he is.
Yeah, I really like him
It's
as well.
ridiculous because you don't see it realistically when he's at the line, and then he breaks through, and you're like, oh, he's going to get tackled here. And then he somehow finds a lane through, and even out the backfield, he's got some decent hands on him to get some receptions.
He's one of these guys that don't really get the flowers that they deserve.
Yeah.
You talk about running backs in the league, and no one really mentions Travis
No,
Etienne.
no.
And I mean, I like to. He's one of well, spoiler alert, he's one of my favourites. But yeah, for all the reasons you said, is elusive, good hands if you need him, and he could be up there with some of these top guys.
Yeah.
But no one really speaks about him.
Because he's on the Jags.
Yeah, no one really speaks about him, unfortunately.
Yeah.
All right.
My number 4,
Yeah.
Brees Hall.
Yeah.
I really do like Brees Hall, but there's just 3 guys ahead of him that I really like. Like, I think Brees Hall, although, you
Have
know...
they all got 2 knees?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. They've all got legs to help
Oh,
carry
yeah.
them. But, no, Brees Hall, I think at the Jets, he is exactly what they need at the running back position. Like,
that's
he's
fair.
phenomenal. Again, a bit of everything, a bit of elusiveness, quickness, good hands, but also not afraid of contact.
Yeah, I have to agree. As much as it's through gritted teeth, he's got the potential to be one of them top guys.
Yeah.
I think this year is going to be massive for him.
Oh, massive, yeah.
But yeah, it's hard to disagree with what you're saying. If I wasn't a Patriots fan, then I'd maybe be more open to it. But I just write Jets off straight away.
Yeah, and I think when they picked up Braylon Allen in the draft as well, that's going to be one hell of a 1-2 punch for the Jets.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Go on, we'll go for your number 4.
My number 4 is Travis Etienne.
Oh,
You
who
know.
saw that coming?
I don't know. It's crazy, isn't it? Yeah, all the reasons you said. Yeah, I just really like him, and I wish people would speak about him more.
It's just nice to see him. It's cool to see a running back with number 1 in it.
Yeah, it's just mint seeing him run. He picks the ball up, and you go, "Ooh,
Yeah,
something's gonna happen."
And he's like, oh, he's beat that man. Oh, he's done that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I just same reasons as you said. I like him. Career today, 2,133 rushing yards, 16 rushing touchdowns, 93 receptions, 792 receiving yards and 1 receiving touchdown. But
The Jags team that a lot of people like say are rubbish. So I have 16 rushing touchdowns.
I think the Jags are a pure sleeper team.
I do as well.
I think
It's just
they're
everyone always throws them to the bottom of the pile
Yeah.
every year.
I mean, I hope they lose week 7. But who is your number 3?
No, 3. Yeah.
Oh, is it me?
No, you've got to do your number 3.
Oh, it's my 3.
Yeah, your 3.
Oh, my 3 is Bijan Robinson.
Ah,
Yeah. Really, really exciting young kid.
yeah.
Yeah. This year, kind of going to be heavy on him, I think.
Yeah.
I know they've got the quarterback in there and that they've kind of got a little bit of offense and stuff, but this is a guy that coming from last year, they're kind of going to be relying on this guy to get the offense kickstarted, I think. And I think, talking fantasy, he was like the number 2 running back to pick this year.
Yeah, I accidentally
I wish I knew when we drafted, but
yeah, we have a keeper league, fantasy football, and I accidentally forgot to select Bijan Robinson as one of my keepers.
No.
Instead, I kept Tony Pollard.
Oh no! Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh god! But yeah, so since been drafted, last year, 976 rushing yards, 4 rushing touchdowns, 58 receptions, 487 receiving yards, and 4 receiving touchdowns. So yeah,
That's 8 total touchdowns in your first year is not
dual
bad.
threat guy. Yeah,
Not bad.
absolutely.
Plus, you don't I'll spoil it as well. My number 3 is Bijan as well.
Oh, okay.
So, but yeah, again, like when you watch some of the ways he makes people miss, it's like child's play to him.
Yeah.
Like his ability to stop on a dime and cut back inside, and his way to drop a shoulder and throw someone off is ridiculous.
He's very Saquon coming out of college.
Yeah, very much so. A little bit taller.
Yeah.
But again, coming to the same situation with a team that's needed a running back for a while, and is looking to potentially be their main man.
Yeah, I agree. Completely agree with you. Number 2, B-Dog, who you got?
I got Josh Jacobs.
Oh, that's an interesting one. I didn't see that
I
coming.
really like Josh Jacobs.
okay.
He's not that big. I think he's 5'10", 5'11". But what was it? A couple of years ago, he was the leading rusher in that Raiders team. It was him and Adams, and that was the Raiders.
Yeah.
And it's just the way he's always forward momentum.
Yeah.
Even when getting tackled, it's always forward momentum. He's pretty decent out the backfield as well. But yeah, now he's gone to Green Bay with an offense. It is going to be fun to see how well he does.
Well, it's not a team that doesn't know how to run the ball either.
Exactly. Exactly.
Fair play. I didn't see that one coming at all.
I do like Josh Jacobs.
Didn't see that one at all. So it's me, right?
Yep, you go number 2.
My number 2, C-Mac.
Yeah. Interesting to use number 1 then.
Not hidden that I like a guy that can
Catch the ball.
catch out of the backfield.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anyone better in the league right now at doing that. I know they've got Debo on there for the same reason, but that's the offense that they run.
Yeah.
They're like guys in the backfield that can come out and
Makes
catch the
plays.
ball.
Yeah.
It's not a secret that he's class.
Yeah. Not at all.
I think on average is something like he's drafted number 1 in fantasy leagues like 97% of the time this year.
Yeah.
He's going to get the most points, but it's because of the yards that he's able to get by just eluding guys and breaking tackles.
Yeah.
Again, we've mentioned getting out and getting open as well. There's not really a lot more to say. He's just the best in the league at it. He's the best in the league currently. And probably has been for the last 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
And I think everyone knew it at the Panthers, and he's gone into a team now that's going to succeed.
Yeah.
And it's just
Blowing up.
sticking out even more that this guy's
Good.
the real deal.
Yeah.
So career highlights: Offensive Player of the Year, 3-time first team All Pro, 3 times first team All Pros, second team All Pro, 3 Pro Bowls. NFL rushing yards leader last year, and a load of individual awards as well. 6,000 odd rushing yards, 509 rushing reception, 52 rushing touchdowns, 509 receptions, 4,320 receiving yards, and 29 receiving touchdowns. So, yeah, talk about dual threat guy.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, that's already 10,000 yards if you add those both together.
Yeah, crazy, man.
Combined, which is ridiculous.
Yeah. And you talk about receivers, you talk about running backs kind of getting to the 27s, 28s and starting to slow down.
Yeah.
This guy's 28 now and doesn't look anywhere close to it.
No, he's not
you
done
know.
yet. He's not done yet. It's his longevity as well.
Yeah, man. I mean, what year was he drafted? 2017.
Yeah.
So
7 years.
running backs, they tend to deplete, and no sign of it yet for C-Mac.
No, not at all. Go on then, who's your number one?
Is it? No, it's you to go number 2. You have not been number 2 yet.
I did Josh Jacobs.
Oh, that was your number 2?
Yeah.
Oh, my number 1 is King Derrick.
Derek.
Yeah, there's just something about that guy just running people over, man. You know when he's running and he switches hands and his hand comes out and you go, someone's getting fucked. It's just ace to watch.
Yeah.
I mean, I picked him far too early in our fantasy draft this year, but for that reason, just because I think he's absolutely awesome, man. You talk about a guy, we were talking about Beast Mode before, that just runs through guys.
Yeah.
He's crazy, and the speed of him for a man that size is crazy.
Yeah.
I've picked him because he's my favourite guy to watch playing, just because he'll throw guys around.
Yeah, I still remember that 99-yard touchdown and stiff-armed one guy, grabbed another guy, threw him off the field, and then carried on running. Carried on running.
Crazy,
And
man.
you just don't see that these days, eh?
No, you don't, man. You don't. I mean, I think when the Titans let him go back end of last year and you needed a running back, all things were kind of pointing to Dallas.
It was.
I was like, if you get him, this is massive.
Yep.
And somehow I think he's went to a team that's going to use him even better.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, yes, Lamar likes to run from quarterback, but
Now you got
they're a run-heavy team regardless.
yeah,
They
well,
hand the
that's
ball
it,
off,
yeah.
you know. And I think he's going to have a monster year, yeah.
Well, that's it,
this
innit?
year.
Now you can't focus on Lamar out of the backfield. You've got to
No.
focus on Derrick Henry as well.
Yeah.
You've got to be like, am I going to have to be quick off this edge to
Well,
tackle this
that's-
speedy quarterback, or am I
that's-
going to have to brace myself to get murdered?
Yeah, this is it. If they can get it nailed down where Henry can run an option, it's going to be a really, really dangerous backfield for them guys. Really quickly, offensive player of the year, first team All Pro, second team All Pro, 4 Pro Bowls, rushing yard leader twice, rushing touchdown leader twice, and a load of college awards. NFL records for the longest touchdown, tied with 99 yards. Yep. And most career games with 200 plus rushing yards.
Yeah.
6. That's nuts.
Tell you what though, Derrick Henry did it with 11 players on the field. The Cowboys only did it with 10
All right.
because the fullback thought it was a different player and went off the field. So Tony Dorsett didn't have a blocker when he ran 99 yards.
Jesus Christ.
That's a fun fact for you.
I would if he bought the blocker that was off the field, bought him something afterwards for that.
He was just like, oh, great play.
Crazy, man. 9,500 rushing yards, 90 rushing touchdowns, 155
90.
receptions, 3 receiving touchdowns.
90 rushing touchdowns, and he's 28. What is he now? 28, 29?
He is now 30.
So he's 30. So he's been in the
Yeah.
league 8 years with 90 rushing touchdowns. If he keeps himself for another 4 years at the pace, he could easily become top 3 rushing touchdown leader.
This is another guy, though. We talk about running backs that get banged up and kind of deplete towards the late 20s.
Similar to Eddie George and stuff like
He
that.
is never in a million years getting any weaker or slower because
No.
he's just an absolute tank.
He is.
He's an absolute tank. Right, who you got number 1?
I got CMC for all the same reasons you said him
Yeah.
at number 2. Like,
Yeah.
when you've got a guy that does it all out the backfield like that, especially in this league now where it is becoming more pass heavy for the running backs, it is becoming a passing league compared to what it was.
Yeah, it is, man.
But even just one of the play when Juwan Jennings threw the ball back across the field, for him to jump up, catch it, and then still make 2 men miss and score, it just doesn't happen. And it's not even like he's going through people. It's just that when people grab him, they just can't keep
It's
hold
just
of him.
slippery. It's slippery, yeah.
It's like if he runs with it in his left hand and someone grabs him on the right shoulder, he just drops his whole
Yeah.
body and everyone flies off of him. He does it so perfectly.
Yeah. Should we get onto some division predictions? It's our teams this week. Dog, our final division predictions.
Yes.
We've done the Norths, we've done the Souths, we've done the Wests, and now it's our divisions.
Our divisions, yeah.
The
big one.
AFC
Best
and
ones in the league.
NFC East.
Yep.
What do you want to start with?
Let's start with you.
Right, okay, right, yeah, because we'll say that we've not really got a call in winning the division.
Right, okay.
So we'll start with us, right? So,
Have you got top?
you on top first?
Yeah, top first.
I've actually got the Dolphins first.
Same.
Yeah.
So do I. I think this it's just one of those teams, isn't it? With Mike McDaniel's there, it's just a fun team to watch.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about. I stand by the fact that the quarterback isn't the best quarterback.
Yeah.
Probably not even top 5 for me. But the weapons that he has on offense, it's just all speed, isn't
Yeah.
it? It's just all speed. It's crazy.
And all he has to do is throw the ball up.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you talk about Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle. If one of them guys comes out, you've still got probably one of the best receivers in the league to throw to. And they kind of proved it last year. I don't know if you've watched a lot of Dolphins games, but they'll take guys out rotationally,
Yeah, they do.
and they don't look any weaker for it.
Yeah.
You don't go, oh, Tyreek's not on the field.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
think they've added to the backfield as well with Jalen Wright, so now they've got A-Chain, Moser, and Jalen Wright
Yeah,
three in the
we
backfield.
spoke about it last week. Just all the same guy, rapid.
Yeah.
Again, all speed. I've got them at 12-5 for the record.
I have not got the records
That's
again.
fine. Fair enough. Second, who you got?
I've got the Jets.
Have you? Oh, why is that? Why is that? Go on then.
I've got the Jets because
Yeah.
I think they've got all the pieces they need to have a good run this year.
Yeah.
They all just need to stay healthy.
This is the problem. I mean, they've got one of the best O and D lines
Yep.
in the league. Like you said, it's just them skill positions that's going to really decide whether.
Yeah, I think if Aaron Rodgers stays healthy, Garrett Wilson, Mike Williams, Lazard, they've all got good receiving abilities in themselves.
Brees Hall, your guy.
at running back, and even on defense, Sauce Gardner, Quentin Williams, like you've said.
Yeah.
Like the Jeremiah Johnson, they've got ridiculous players. If every one of them manages to stay healthy this year,
Yeah.
I reckon they'll easily win 10+ games.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I've got them just under that.
Ooh.
I've actually got the Bills second.
You got the Bills.
Yeah, I mean, yes, they're a completely different team this year, completely different offense, I believe. Diggs no longer there.
Yeah.
But if you look at last year, Diggs was awful for like the last 8 games or something. Allen wasn't. Josh Allen was still exactly the same guy, regardless of not really having Diggs there. It's well documented that Diggs didn't get anywhere near the targets that he was after, which is why he moved on. But Allen still carried that team forward, and I believe that he's a quarterback that has that ability to do that. Again, completely different systems in place this year. They're going to be a completely different team.
Yeah.
But I think the quarterback that they've got and what they do have, I think they've probably still got enough to. I've got them 11-6.
All right.
I mean, the disclosure for me is it'll go one of two ways.
Yeah.
They'll either still be able to be like, or they'll be a disaster.
Yeah.
And I think it's one or the two. And I think they'll be about 11-6.
Yeah.
There could easily be maybe like 7-10. There could be, yeah.
Yeah.
There could be. But yeah, I've got them second. I've got the Jets third.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of thinking with the Bills. I'm kind of thinking that 7-10 because obviously they've lost Diggs, they've lost Davis,
Yeah.
they've obviously picked up Keon Coleman in the draft, and they've still got Shakir from last year. But
Yeah. I like Shakir, to be honest.
yeah, so do I. It's just he's used to having those big targets. Is Allen?
Yeah, but like you said, it's a new offense. It's not like Diggs has just left. It's going to be an offense that's played all pre-season through training camp
Yeah.
with what they've got. They're going to know what they're doing, and they've got the quarterback there.
Top 3 QB.
Yeah, I just don't think it's going to be that different for them. I really don't. I don't think Diggs had that much of an impact last year. That
Yeah,
they're a
no,
completely different team.
Yeah, I was thinking it was the Diggs and Davis leaving that has really hindered him a little bit. And obviously now
Yeah.
he's got the rookie, got Shakir, still got Dalton Kincaid, and still got James Cook at running back.
Yeah.
So I do think they'll win games, but again, I think the Jets, if everyone stays healthy, like I'm kind of hoping they do, because they will be a fun team to watch.
Yeah. Who's the other tight end?
Dawson Knox.
Dawson Knox, not to be sniffed at either.
No.
Really
Who
like
knows?
him as
Might
well.
be a lot of twin tight end sets they
Well,
run
this
out
is
of this
it,
year.
yeah. I genuinely don't think they'll struggle. They could, but I don't really think that they will.
And who have you got last?
I've got the New England Patriots last.
Yeah, so far.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, I wrote this before the news came out this morning, but I had us 5-12. The Jets had 9-8, just out of interest. I've got us 5-12. If Brissett plays all year, I reckon it's probably more 2-15. If I'm being honest,
I was going to say, I'm thinking you'd be more like that sort of 4-13.
Yeah, I think it's not a secret that our offensive line sucks. We've lost Jude on in there.
Yeah, that was the biggest one. I think one of the biggest reasons why
We're really struggling to create a pass rush. I mean, our defense is always decent. Gerard Mayo kind of grew up in that Belichick defense, anyways. Being a linebacker, he was always in there. Our corners pretty decent. You can't really knock them. I would have loved for them to have gone out and got a Xavier Howard or a Stephon Gilmore or something. I'd have loved that.
Peterson.
Yeah, just kind of someone just to steady it up a little bit.
Yeah.
But I genuinely do not worry about the defense. I spoke about fantasy before. I actually picked our defense in fantasy because I genuinely believe our defense is fine. It's just a little bit of the pass rush that I think we're going to struggle with. But the real issues are going to be on offense. Obviously, our veteran wide receivers are Kendrick Bourne, who's out anyways. I think he's been put on PUP, so he won't play the first 4 weeks. Tyquan Thornton, which he's never really done anything yet anyways. Pop Douglas, really encouraging rookie year.
Yeah.
Coming into his second year, he's going to be really good. Just we're really hoping for Jalen Polk and Javon Baker to
take some reins. Yeah.
KJ Osborne we picked up from the Vikings as well.
Yeah.
So kind of hoping for a little bit of a miracle, but we're going to kind of be run heavy and play option massive. We're going to be a lot of, because it's Alex Van Pelt, the offensive coordinator, who was at Cleveland last year, and it's going to be a lot of the same things that they ran with Joe Flacco last year. So hopefully we can pick some wins up, but I think if we put May in, we'll probably get 5 wins. If we don't, we'll probably get 2. But yeah, that's that for me.
Yeah.
Should we go on to NFC?
We'll go straight
East?
to the NFC. Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
Who've you got first?
I've got the Eagles, mate. I'm sorry.
So do I.
I'm
so
sorry.
do I.
It was really close for me.
It is. I think. I think every year, for the last few years, the Eagles have somehow managed to find a way to make that team a little bit better.
Yeah, I mean, they fell off at the end of last year, but they've got a new OC in there, and I just can't see with what they've got them struggling.
Yeah.
You talk about stud wide receivers all over the place. Devontae Smith, AJ Brown, those guys with Jalen Hurts back there, man.
Yeah.
I can't see how they're not going to score points. And the defense is always good.
And then picking up Barkley as well.
Well, yeah, Saquon in the backfield. Yeah, exactly.
And then even the defense, they go out there and they get, I'd say, arguably 2 first-round cornerbacks within the first 2 picks, and somehow manage to get Cooper DeJean in the second as well. Like, you just don't get that lucky most of the times. Like,
I can't see how they're not good this year. I mean, I think they're going to win. I think they're going to lose more games than most division winners.
Yeah.
Which is why I think your division is going to be a bit closer.
It's always a close division.
I've got them 11-6. But yeah, I think that they do just pip this one, unfortunately, mate.
Yeah, no, I agree. I've got the Cowboys second.
Yeah, me too. I've got them 10-7.
Yeah.
One win in it. Literally one win in it.
Yeah, it's again, we've picked up a couple of running backs now to fill some spots. Again, our division, it's always like a bogey division.
Yeah.
Like anyone can win against anyone sometimes, Sometimes there's some upsets and stuff like that. But I do think it's a bit of a 2-horse race between us and the Eagles at the moment.
1,000,000%. Yeah.
Yeah, you just really hope, like, the amount of points we managed to put up last year against some teams, you just hope we can carry on doing that against.
I think the main thing is you've got your stud wide receiver back.
Yep.
You're packing your backfield out with guys that can run the ball. You've got a couple of rookies in there. Your lines are never bad. Offensive and defensive, both decent. Micah Parsons back there. Your pass rush is pretty decent. your secondary not to be sniffed at.
No, but again, Deron Bland's out for the next 6 to 8 weeks.
Well, yeah, that does suck. That does suck.
But it just makes way for players like Carlson Carlton,
Okay.
the rookie. He played pretty well in the preseason. He had some good PBUs and some good plays on some balls, some footballs, that is.
Cheeky.
But yeah, we still got. We've picked up Booth. We traded Norshawn Wright for Andrew Booth, who played at Clemson.
All right. Okay.
For the Vikings. So I think that was a good pickup for us. And I think we bolstered the middle linebacker position a little bit as well. Again, Eric Kendricks back with Mike Zimmer. We've got Demarion Overshawn back, who did his ACL preseason last year, but he looks to be spectacular. He was a Texas linebacker that was good, and then obviously we picked up Lafayette as well this year in the 3rd round. So I think that middle linebacker, hopefully filling that box, is going to help us massively, because that was one of our weakest points last year. Was hitting those gaps to stop the run. Yeah,
fair dues. Yeah, like I said, I've only got you actually losing one more game than the Eagles. I'm fairly sure we're going to get a clean sweep here. You got 3rd.
Commanders.
Yep, same.
Yes.
Open and shut, clean sweep. I've got them at 7 wins. Obviously, new quarterback, new offense. They're going to be a lot different than what we've seen. They're in a tough division. Look, they've got the Eagles play twice, the Cowboys play twice. That's, for me, 4 losses straight off the bat. I think they get 2 wins against the Giants. But yeah, I think 7 and 10 is about where I've got them. Not anything spectacular, not the worst team in the league, but a lot of work to do, basically, is what I've got them at.
They picked up a lot of Cowboys players as well to try and help themselves, which says a lot about us.
Oh, maybe 5 and 12.
But no, yeah, we've both got the Giants last.
Yeah,
the Giants last.
I've got them 3 and 14. Absolute stinking. Malik Neighbours.
He's going to be the bright spark in that team. He is going to be the Giants.
Number 1.
Yep, number 1 for number 9. You got the jersey unretired.
Yeah,
to wear the number.
Did you know it was the first ever retired jersey number in the NFL? That
I did not. No.
So yeah, he got that unretired. He's got given the permission of the family.
Who knows? They might lose a lot of games, but he might get 100 yards a game.
Yeah, I think what the Giants did have last year was a running back.
Yeah, they don't now.
No, I mean they've got
Singletary.
They've got a bad to decent quarterback and a stud wide receiver. Defense not really saying a lot either.
We need Tommy DeVito back.
Yeah.
Tommy DeVito.
Why did he get took out, man? He was decent when he played last year.
He was.
But yeah, there's not really a lot to say about the Giants, and yeah, really sorry, Giants fans. Well, most of yours.
Hey, look, you managed to upset him twice.
Yeah.
So you can hold on to that.
The only one that upset me was the unbeaten season. That was the only one that upset me.
17 and 14, you lost that one.
Yeah, but that's it for me. Have you got anything else, Peter?
No, that's it. I just can't wait for this season to start now.
Yep, next week we've got a little bit of kind of in-betweeny crack. We're going to talk a bit of fantasy. We've got guest Dylan on next week, so check in for some LA Chargers crack.
Yeah, the only Chargers fan I know.
Yeah, well, it's the only one that exists. But other than that, if you got to this point, thank you very much. Give the channel a subscribe, give this video a like, leave a little comment down below, or go and find us on Spotify. Yeah. Follow us over there, and you can get all the episodes right into your ears, so you don't have to look
at us. Yeah, exactly. I was thinking the same thing.
But yeah, thank you very much, and I'll see you next time.
Thank you, guys. See you next time.
Peace.
Bye-bye.